and welcome friends. In this particular module, I wish to discuss about the recovery of refuse derived fuel or waste to energy from municipal solid waste. Here, we'll discuss about the definition and application, manufacturing process of RDF, important considerations for RDF in integrated solid waste management, the potential use of RDF in industry and associated limitations. As you learn the content, you will be able to explain what RDF is and how it is manufactured. You will also be able to state the important consideration for RDF in solid waste management and state the potential uses of RDF in industry and associated limitations. So far, we have discussed many concepts associated with the separation, processing and transformation as one of the elements of functional elements associated with the solid waste management. In order to understand the various associated activities, we had elaborated this particular functional element through this kind of sketch. As we discussed earlier, as a part of solid waste management, at the material recovery facility, which could be the part of certain intermediate or centralized sorting or transfer station, we separate out certain biodegradable materials as well as energy rich materials. The basic objective is to have the material prepared for the deriving the energy or having certain useful product out of the waste. As far as this presentation is concerned, we are focusing on separation of energy rich material in order to have the useful product, which is called as refuse derived fuel, which is the process of deriving the fuel only after following the first three elements of waste hierarchy in the form of reduction, reusing and recycling. Recovery comes fourth. Here, as this RDF is prepared, further it can be used for thermal processing in order to derive the energy out of it. Also, certain unwanted content produced during the manufacturing will be going to the ultimate disposal through these waste transformation techniques. So, according to the Solid Waste Management Rules 2016, RDF is a fuel which is derived from the combustible fraction of the solid waste like plastic, wood, pulp, waste other than chlorinated materials in the form of pellets or phlegm produced by drying, shredding, dehydrating and compacting the solid waste. So, as we see here, in order to have this particular RDF, we usually go for organic fraction, which would be pre-dried so that it will be having the moisture content less than 35%. As well, we would be shredding that in order to have the particle size less than 8 millimeters. After this, we can go for two different channels in order to derive the powdery form of RDF or certain cubical form of RDF. As we see here, the process of manufacturing of this particular RDF mainly goes through the separation of the desired content of solid waste, having it crushed and adjusting the moisture content as well as adding some additives in order to improvise the binding, and finally producing the refuse derived fuel. So in order to have this particular powdery form, initially we go through these particular secondary trommel, ball mills, classification through the airs, screening and ultimately the product. Whereas in order to have the cubical forms, we go through the secondary shredders, magnetic separators, moisture control, binding, pelletization and at the end the cubical RDF. The process that is mentioned here is just a guideline in order to understand how the RDF is manufactured. At certain places, small changes in the process is quite possible depending on the composition of the solids and the ultimate product that we wish to have with certain properties. So such product is used as a fuel for steam or electricity generation, or as alternate fuel in the industrial furnaces or the boilers for co-processing or co-incineration of waste in some specified industries such as cement, lime, steel for power generation. As you see here, the kind of the content that we see here is comprising the paper and cardboard, plastic to the tune of 33%, certain putrescibles, textiles and non-combustibles, the way various percentages are shown. Whereas, if we consider certain industrialized places, it is quite probable that the extent of this particular plastic may go up to 42%. Even the paper content, cardboard could be 41%, with other contents of textile and horticulture as 7% and 10% respectively. Here, while preparing this particular RDF, we see that the mixture would be having the higher concentration of the combustible materials than that are present in the parent waste stream. If we consider the research that is going on and has been conducted, we would come to know that variety of the materials are used in order to have the RDF manufactured. The way you see, some researchers have used this particular oil sludge, coal powder, as well as polyethylene with different proportions, and they have determined the associated heat values. Also, some researchers have used these particular plastic waste as well as the cassava root for manufacturing of this particular RDF briquettes, yielding different efficiency as well as energy. Some people have used this particular wheat straw and combination of the binders such as wood residue, pre-treated wood residue, certain lignosulfonate, bentonite, crude glycerol, and the variation in the heat energies as well as their fire points are also studied. Here, certain researchers has proposed the dry cooked rice and addition of the glycerin in the raw material. If you go through the various literature, you will find variety of such materials as well. Say use of calcium hydroxides in various proportions and various particle sizes in order to create this refuse derived fuel. Also, you can see the use of this particular RDF with long form of refuse densified fuel. Here, though the meaning is same, the expressions could be different. We are more associated with the fuel which is derived from municipal solid waste in order to utilize it for the production of energy. As we think about this particular RDF, in line with the principles of integrated solid waste management, we have to think about certain important considerations. One must notice that even after Solid Waste Management Rules 2016 declaration as well as implementation, there are no legal definitions which are pinpointing the composition of RDF, the conditions of their use, and environmental monitoring requirements for RDF incineration. So, having known this, one can easily understand that this RDF technology still in developing phase, and there are no some concrete idea as such in order to develop, use and monitor the RDF as a fuel. However, the various facilities which are using this particular refuse derived fuel are governed by Environmental Protection Act. Also, the power projects that are using this particular RDF comes under the purview of Electricity Act 2003. It is also acceptable that all the industries who are utilizing this particular RDF as fuel has also to adhere with the various laws as applicable for air, water, as far as the Environmental Protection Acts are concerned. The suitability of this particular RDF would be depending on essentially the calorific value, which is expected to be more than 3000 kilocalorie per kilogram, its water content, ash content, sulfur content, and chlorine content, which is usually expected to be less than 0.7%. Though these are the certain conditions which are just giving the guideline for the usage of this particular RDF, we can just have certain distinguished advantages as the production of the RDF is economically viable, the combustion of the RDF for energy recovery is very much beneficial for municipal solid waste management. It greatly reduces the requirement of the space in the landfill in order to dispose of the solids. The long residence time, high temperature and turbulence in kilns such as cement industry ensures the minimal emissions of dioxins and furans. Also, the use of this particular RDF as fuel reduces the emission of greenhouse gases. There are some distinguished potential uses of this RDF in industry. It is because of the higher quality of the RDF as compared to the commingled municipal solid waste. Also, it can be fired in Mohin grade furnace or the boilers which are equipped with some form of grate. It also serves as feedstock for other type of the thermal systems such as pyrolysis and fluidized bed systems. Also, this RDF can be used in various industries like cement, lime, steel as a partial substitute for fossil fuels. Though there are many potential uses, we have to take into account certain limitations associated with the use of RDF in the industry. The supply of high quality of segregated energy rich waste to produce the RDF as compared with the availability of the mixed MSW is one of the limitations. As we know, though we expect the solid waste brought to the processing center in segregated form, it may not be always the case. Also, certain content which are energy rich may get cross contaminated during the transportation of that from the or at the point of the secondary storage, and it's traveled towards the material recovery facility or the energy recovery facility, and hence there is a big question of supply of higher quality of the segregated energy rich waste. Also, it is quite probable that though this particular energy rich waste is obtained and RDF is created, its quantity may not be adequate and even its quality may not be desired as far as industry requirement is concerned. Also, the furnaces, the boilers, incinerators that we use are conventionally designed and there are no provisions of certain retrofitting mechanisms in order to use this RDF in such kind of facilities. Also, the quantity of the RDF from a certain region may not be sufficient. Hence, there could be certain common material recovery facility which could be processing the waste and producing the RDF out of it. So, if the distance of such facility is quite a far as compared to its point of the usage, procuring this kind of RDF would be costly affair. Also, the standards for the flue gas emissions from the incineration of the RDF are not specifically mentioned and hence the industry could be reluctant about the use of RDF. So, while choosing RDF as partial substitute to the conventional fuel and its use in various industries, one also must take into account the limitations in addition to its potential use. So, thank you for your attention. I hope the concepts that we discussed for the RDF are clear to you. So, as we move ahead, we'll get introduced with the concept of waste to energy. So, bye till then. I wish you very happy learning. Thank you.